Hello there, everyone. I'm Delana at Delana's Yoga Suite, and this evening we're going to go over a really great back bend called Ustrasana or Camel Pose. We're also going to go over the alternatives to the Camel Pose. So definitely feel free to participate. Definitely feel free to share this video with friends and family. Again, this is a really great pose to get into to help bring juices back into the vertebrae. This is really great pose to help realign the spine to improve your posture. This is also a great way to open up the chest cavity, to open up the heart cavity, to allow additional airflow to come in. This is also a great pose to get into if you want to learn how to pull the shoulders back and relax the shoulders. There's so many great things that are going to happen in this pose, but we also, most importantly, want to be as safe as possible. So as you can see behind me, there are props. So if you have any props nearby, definitely feel free to use them. So if you have any blankets, pillows, if you have a large pillow or bolster, if you have any type of cushions from the sofa that you can use, definitely feel free to use those as well. I'll definitely go over how we can use all of these great props as we maneuver in and out of our camel pose and also our alternative camel pose. So with that said, I'm not going to talk too much. We're just going to get right into it. So first and foremost, what we want to do coming into our camel pose is get into a hands and knees tabletop pose. So your hands and knees tabletop pose, the knees are going to be underneath the hips. The tops of the feet can rest into the floor. The palms can also rest into the floor. Another great variation here, if you need a little bit of support, especially with the tops of the feet, you can curl the toes under, stretching the toes and pressing within the balls of the feet. If the padding on the mat or on the floor, wherever your surface is a bit rough for the knees, definitely feel free to use, as I mentioned before, a blanket, a large pillow, anything of that nature that creates some additional cushioning to the knees that gives you that ease. If you have sensitive wrists, definitely feel free to use a blanket, a pillow to cushion underneath the palms to give your wrist that ease for that cushioning. Sometimes the surface is a little bit rough or a little bit hard for the wrist and knees, so we definitely want to take care of ourselves here. You will be standing on top of your knees here. So that's another great reason why it's very important to take care of the knees here. So if you do need additional cushioning, feel free to. I'm going to hold on to this cushioning underneath the knees here. And I'm going to push away from the floor. I'm going to go ahead and start to stand up into the knees. You can allow the knees to remain at hip width distance apart. And again, the tops of the feet can press into the floor. You can also still curl the toes under. Press within the balls of the feet and stretch the toes here. So before we maneuver the spine in any way, shape, or form, we're going to go ahead and press our seat, our hips, our quadriceps, the tops of the thighs. We're going to press them forward, just like we would in a back bend. So press the seat, the thighs, press your hips forward. You'll notice that your head, neck, shoulders are naturally going to rock back the opposite way. And that's what we want. We want that natural rock back here. So first we're going to come into our alternating camel pose. So first you're going to take the left hand and reach the left hand up toward the ceiling, toward the sky. And we're still pressing the seat, the hips forward, the head and neck are naturally rocked back. Taking your right heel of the palm here, press them into that lower back, the right side of the lower back. So you should feel like a little dip in your hip and seat. And again, it doesn't have to be a very big dip here, but that very part of the body where the seat and the lower back and hip kind of connect. You should kind of feel that wrist kind of bend forward a little bit more. And you're going to use that heel of the palm to press that part of the body forward. That's going to help you press the hips and thighs forward. and we're going to reach up toward the ceiling here. So that's coming into our first version of alternating camel pose. Our hips and pelvis are pressed back. The head can rock back at this point naturally. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper here, if you feel comfortable with taking your right hand here and reaching for your heel on the right foot, feel free to, but remember, continue to press your hips and pelvis forward. Continue to press the seat forward. We really want to protect that lower back. That's why we're pressing the seat forward. And you can, again, allow the hands to touch the heels as well. Another version to come into, taking a block, hardback book, taking a can of fruits and vegetables, and you can press that block to the outside of your right ankle. And you can press your fingertips and palms into that block. Continue, again, we want to press the seat forward. We want to press the thighs forward. And we're going to reach back. So here, that's coming into one side. To come out of it, we're going to reach for the ceiling with the raised hand. If you have hypertension, high blood pressure, shoulder issues, that palm can rest at the heart. Or you can come into cactus arms. The elbow can bend, the palm facing the ear as you rock back. So wherever you are, we're going to lift from the fingertips with a bent elbow or straight elbow. We're going to lift the heart, and we're going to stack the head on top of the spine. So we're going to do the opposite side as well. So whatever you do on one side of the body, especially with the back bend, you definitely want to do with the opposite side. So again, engaging your glutes, engaging the quadriceps, press the hips forward. Feeling that head, neck, and shoulders naturally rock back the more we press the seat forward. Again, you can take the heel of the palm of the left hand, pressing it into that hip, the lower seat. You can also use your fingertips and palms to hold on to the heel, reaching that arm up toward the ceiling. And above all, so we want to breathe here. So breathe in through the nose and exhale. Just relax back. Feel that heart open up here. Breathing in and exhale. So we want to hold each side for just a couple of breaths. Breathing in, exhale. So once again, we're going to reach toward the ceiling. We're going to lift from the heart, stack the head on top of the spine last. And again, if you want to use the block here, again, feel free to come into your block on either side. So next, we're going to come into our full Ustrasana, your full camel pose here. Again, very important, you want to gauge where your back is. So you'll notice the lower the hands reach for the feet and ankles, the deeper this back bend feels. So if you have any back issues, definitely you want to be mindful of where your back is and how it feels. And if you feel a little bit of an achiness or soreness, definitely just come into that gentle back bend here by pressing the hips, the thighs forward, and just rocking the head, neck, and shoulders back. You don't have to go deep into this camel pose here. You can go a little bit here, just a little bit, coming into the back bend. Again, watch your back here, watch where it feels. Notice if there's any pinching feeling. If there's a pinching feeling, come out of that camel pose, come out of it. Next, we're going to come into our full camel pose. So if you want to use the blocks, definitely feel free to use both blocks on either side of your ankles here. So go ahead and feel free to press the blocks on either side of the ankles. And again, you don't have to use the blocks here, but I'm going to hold them here for just a second. Again, you can curl the toes under, and you can lift the heels, press within the balls of the feet, and stretch the toes. You can still hold here and then come into your camel pose. But I'm going to get into the full pose here. We're going to get into it together without the props. So first and foremost, once again, engaging the tops of the thighs, engaging the hips and pelvis, pressing the seat forward. Again, engaging the head, neck, and shoulders by rocking them back naturally. Again, press the seat forward. That's very key. This helps to assist with supporting the lower back. So that's why we're very attentive toward the pressing the seat forward. From here, rocking the head, neck, and shoulders back, both heels of the palms can rest into the lower back here, right at the cup of that lower back, that little dip in the lower back, or if you feel comfortable, you can press both hands, your left hand, and take your time here. Your left and the right hand into the blocks, and you can press your hips and seat forward, drawing the head, neck, and shoulders back. Again, the blocks here are your friends, hardback books, canned fruits, and vegetables, if that's very helpful. Using without the blocks, you can do the same thing, engaging your glute, pressing the seat forward. Take your time reaching toward the heels here. Again, this can be a very deep back bend. So again, if reaching for both heels is a little bit of an issue for you, again, just reach one at a time until that back feels comfortable to fully reach for both heels. So feel free. I like to kind of rock back a little bit, get a little comfortable here, kind of give my back a little bit of a rest, as I've done a couple of back bends already. So kind of sit back. I like to sit back on my heels here. And then whenever I'm ready, I come back. Again, take your time. There's no hurry here. Feel free to go for one heel at a time. If that feels comfortable, sometimes I need to lean back. Again, press the hips, the pelvis, the thigh forward. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Gently release from the heels. Lift from the heart. Now we're going to roll the shoulders forward. Because we've gone into this wonderful back bend, now we want to take care of it and realign it forward. So I'm going to come into a child's pose here. So I'm going to roll my arms forward. I'm going to bypass hands and knees, tabletop pose. So again, that's walking the palms underneath the shoulders. The knees can be hip width distance apart. Again, you can use this to realign the spine. Once again, you can hold here, or you can press the knees and thighs together, or separate your knees to the width of the mat, or as wide as possible. Pressing the big toes together, pressing the seat back, lowering the crown of the head. Arms can reach in front of the body. Arms can relax beside the body. And this helps to realign the spine. This helps to release the lower back here. Relaxing the shoulders. And whenever we're ready to come out of it, slowly walk the palms back underneath the shoulders. And feel free to lower yourself down into the seat. So this wonderful back bend here is once again called camel pose. So if at any time you feel that you need to kind of really stretch the spine, if you're feeling like you really need to open up the hips, really stretch those quadriceps, the tops of the thighs, this pose is really great practice to get into. So there is also great ways to get into it. There are a million ways to get into this pose. So feel free to try this on the mat. Feel free to try this in the chair as well. So if you would like further information on yoga poses or great ways to get into your camel pose, feel free to contact me at DelanasYogaSuite.com. That's DelanasYogaSuite. Oh, again, this is a really great way to open up the spine, to open up the heart, to really realign and readjust and correct your posture here. This is a really great way to not get into that habit of coming into that humpback. So it's a really great way to really correct that. Again, this is really great. I'm glad you were able to join this session and connect with me. Again, feel free to connect with me with general classes online or in person. And if you have any questions about yoga classes and Thai massage, feel free to contact me. The information is also listed in the description below. My name is Delana Oliver. It's been wonderful. It's been great. And I look forward to seeing you on the mat. May you find peace within and without. Namaste.